called Gervonta the Tank Davis.
Gervonta, ready to touch. Now the touch, Gervonta.
Everything to the body here. Everything to the body. Chopping, downstairs, chopping. Brick hand. Now this, even his shots upstairs here, that's still a body shot on Jake Paul. Everything's a body shot he's throwing. Even when he's changing the levels of the shot. That's a body shot, that's a body shot, that's a body shot.
Gervonta Tank Davis, it's my prediction that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds.
Gervonta Davis stunned fans at the latest press conference for his upcoming fight with Jake Paul, showing off a stronger and more muscular build. His tough training routine highlights a sharper focus and impressive power. Experts say Tank's game plan is to attack Jake's body, breaking him down with steady, punishing shots that drain his stamina and test his composure, proving that extra size won't slow down his fast, powerful offense.
This isn't necessarily a ton of technique work. It may not even have anything to do with what they're trying to bring to the Jake fight. But when I watch it, I see a guy that's targeting the body. And it's the best thing that Tank could do for this fight. I mean, trying to go headshot for headshot with Jake Paul when he's probably Jake's 7 inches taller than he is. I'm assuming he's going to have a bit of a reach, even though Tank has a kind of freakish reach for his height. I don't think that's a great idea. And again, you're at eye level with Jake's belly button damn near. So you're going to have to be able to land shots right there on the waistline. And it's probably the best idea if you actually want to knock Jake out in this fight, if you actually want a game plan, because again, it's an exhibition, but if you want a game plan to get him out of there, you have to attack the body. Not that it's necessarily going to hurt Jake to the body and he's going to cripple, but it's going to slow him down, or at least that's the idea, is to slow him down, to drop his hands, and that way that we're in the, whatever, 6th, 7th, 8th round of this fight, and those hands start to fall a little bit, and Jake's gas tank is being tested, and then Tank, when he closes distance, and he will have to close distance damn near the entirety of the fight unless Jake's just like walking forward the whole time.
Former world champion Shawn Porter has always been quick to give respect where it's deserved, and his praise for Gervonta Davis means something. Porter called Tank a true warrior in the ring, a fighter driven by rare hunger and determination. He admired Davis's refusal to back down, no matter who he faces. That mindset, combined with his natural talent, makes Tank one of the most dangerous fighters of his era. Porter emphasized that Tank's mix of discipline, aggression, and smart ring IQ sets him apart from those who rely only on strength. To Porter, Davis embodies the heart of a real fighter, one who rises to challenges and competes with both passion and purpose.
And, and the thing that I really appreciate about Tank is he's a dog. That kind of that what he just said, you can put them earmuffs up and go at it. He kind of will assess you as well, and whatever he needs to do, he'll do it, you know, so.
Boxing commentator Showbiz recently cleared up one of the biggest misconceptions about Gervonta Davis: his size. Many fans think Tank is a small fighter who only competes in lighter divisions, but Showbiz revealed that Davis actually walks around at 160 pounds. He explained that Tank isn't the tiny figure people assume. In reality, he's compact, muscular, and built for power. That's why he can generate such explosive force even against taller opponents. Showbiz added that Davis's natural strength gives him an edge, allowing him to overpower fighters who may look bigger on paper. His conditioning, balance, and precise control of distance help him land knockout shots with deadly accuracy. So calling him small is misleading. Tank may fight in lower weight classes, but he has the body and power of a much bigger athlete.
And he can yield that type of weight. He's a bowling ball. He ain't a little guy like you guys say. The Takey Wanky say he's a little guy. But I got more receipts. Do you guys remember what, 2 years ago against Mario Barrios to make 140? He was coming down in weight.
$144.1.
Weighing in at 144 plus. Huh? I even got more receipts for you guys. Remember against Ryan Garcia, right? You saw him snacking on snacky cakes and all kind of Skittles and shit, you know, for the All Access with him versus Ryan Garcia. I think this was like episode 2 or something. It was hilarious. But he goes in the store and they have to weigh him. And in that store, he weighs 150 pounds.
Okay, thank you.
How much I weigh?
154.
154?
Yes, sir.
All right, weigh me one more time.
All right, 150.
150? What is on? All right, bet.
And then the most famous audio leak that the War Room made famous, that we sent out and it went viral, when Team Tank said that Gervonta Tank Davis walks around at 160 pounds.
You ain't gonna never want to fight at 135 again. You know, you get that I'm saying, like, it's such a big company, man. What's his walk around with? In front of like money and $3? No. Walk around? Like just, you know what I mean? 160. 160? Yeah, well, he get up big, but like, what's his walk around with?
Behind the scenes, Gervonta Davis has been putting in the hardest work of his career. Recent training clips show him fully focused, throwing sharp combinations, refining his footwork, and paying attention to every detail. His coaches describe the workouts as intense but highly focused. Davis isn't just training to last longer, he's training to destroy. Every punch he throws mimics real fight pressure. His sparring sessions have been especially demanding, featuring bigger, stronger opponents to get him ready for Jake Paul's power. Observers say Tank looks quicker, more precise, and mentally steadier than ever. This version of him isn't just preparing to win, he's preparing to dominate. It's the kind of effort that turns a great boxer into a true superstar, and Tank looks ready to prove it once again. While fans are buzzing about Gervonta Davis's upcoming fight with Jake Paul, Claressa Shields and several boxing analysts have raised serious concerns about what comes next for him. Shields criticized Tank's talk of possibly retiring after the Paul bout, saying that if he truly sees himself among the best, he shouldn't step away before facing fighters like Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, who have both publicly challenged him. Critics argue that avoiding these matchups could make it seem like Tank is dodging real competition. They want him to prove his greatness by taking on the top names in his division, not just big crossover fights. On the other hand, some believe Shields' comments ignore the emotional and mental pressure Tank has faced lately, a factor that could heavily influence his future choices.
Gervonta got skills out this world. He's a scary dude. He's scary. Ain't no way he said he supposed to come back and get Shakur, Devin, Ryan, Teofimo, whoop all these. Now he like, I'm about to retire after I fight Jake. No, I don't let nobody talk about me like that. The way that Shakur disrespect him, the way that Devin talked to him, the way that Ryan, he already knocked out Ryan. The way that these dudes be talking, he supposed to come back and get them. He the man, right? He who everybody say is the best. I ain't leaving no food on the table. When I'm done boxing, I'm whooping all these girls. They all getting beat. You said you can beat me? Oh, okay, I'm gonna figure out where to get you.
Leonard Ellerbe, longtime advisor to Gervonta Davis, offered a candid look into the fighter's mindset. He revealed that at one point, Tank wasn't mentally prepared to face Lamont Roach because he was dealing with serious personal challenges. Davis had gone through tough emotional periods that left him exhausted, making it risky to take another fight at that time. Instead of pushing himself too far, he decided to step back, recover, and regain his focus. Ellerbe reminded fans that while many see Davis as an unstoppable force, he's still human. Someone who faces family struggles, criticism, and the heavy pressure of fame. His honesty helped people see that Tank's decisions aren't about fear or avoidance, but about protecting his mental health while staying committed to greatness.
The truth, Gervonta Davis couldn't get up for Lamont Roach. And what does that mean? It means that he could not get inspired, that he was not motivated to fight Lamont Roach, that his mind was not in a place where it was like, yeah, okay, let's get it, and he was going to war with Lamont Roach. He was going through the motions with Lamont Roach during the training camp and could never really get himself motivated to really give the best of himself against Lamont Roach, and that probably affected him during training and during the fight. And that is something that can happen, especially if you really look back on what happened with the Lamont Roach fight and all of the ups and downs about that fight being made. Because first, if you recall, he wasn't supposed to be fighting Lamont Roach. The person he was supposed to be fighting was Vasily Lomachenko. You know, the guy that everybody says that he doesn't want to fight, that he didn't want to fight. Gervonta Davis was up and prepared to fight Vasily Lomachenko. So it shouldn't surprise anybody that if he tries to make a fight with Vasily Lomachenko, that fight doesn't go through. Then he tries to make a fight with Lamont Roach. He can't get the fight done for Houston with Lamont Roach because there was all kind of venue problems and drama going on around Gervonta getting a venue in Houston. So they wind up eventually moving the fight to New York City and pushing it back even further. So not only is it a fight where he didn't just jump out of from his last fight that he had and jump into a fight with Lamont Roach, he got held up. And then also during that period of time, he had to spend some time in jail for a parole violation after them. Well, I believe that.
In one of his most honest interviews, Gervonta Davis revealed that his journey into boxing wasn't about chasing titles or fame. What pushed him was the need to escape his tough upbringing. Growing up in hardship, his goal was to earn enough to create a better life for himself and his loved ones. Over time, success changed his direction but not his mindset. Tank admitted that even with financial stability, he's still motivated by the fear of returning to the struggles he once faced. That's what makes him so dangerous. His drive comes from survival, not comfort. Davis's story reminds fans that behind the fame is a man who fought to define himself, not just win championships. Every punch he throws is proof that he refuses to return to the life he left behind.
And while he's fighting YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul, who is 12 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 7 wins by way of knockout, opposed to fighting against the likes of his peers who are well accomplished and superstars in their own right for legacy fights like Shakur Stevenson, like Teofimo Lopez, like Devin Haney. Why he's not interested in those fights. And he gets real, right? He gets real, and only thing we could do is salute it, right? Because he's saying, I never told y'all I wanted to be a world champion. I never told y'all I wanted to be undisputed. I got into this for myself and my circumstances to escape from my circumstances. And that's real. We can't blame him for that. We hold him in high regard because the statements he's made and misled people when he said he got a hit list that he wants to check off before he retires, and that hit list includes Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Lomachenko, who turned down the fight because of a severe back injury. And then he told the world, he told Champside, it would be great for him to become undisputed. So I think that he had a change of heart at some point in time.
Former UFC champion Daniel Cormier voiced serious doubts about the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis matchup. After watching the build-up, he said the fight seems more like a publicity stunt than a true sporting event. Cormier highlighted the major size difference between the two, noting that while Davis is extremely talented, the weight gap could make things unfair. He expressed concern that such mismatched fights might damage boxing's credibility, turning it into more of a show than real competition. His comments weren't meant to disrespect either fighter, but to protect the sport's reputation. In Cormier's view, boxing should stay grounded in its core principles: skill, weight balance, and fair matchmaking, rather than chasing viral headlines.
Jake Paul. Yesterday they had their first press conference. One of the most recognizable things is Jake Paul is huge compared to Gervonta Davis. And two, Gervonta Davis don't even know what weight they fight, D.
Maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds.
I said it was 190.
The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know.
DC, I watched this, and we have our priorities way misplaced when we're talking about boxing. Like, everybody's complaining about this Ali act and all. Like, how is something like this allowed to happen? How is Jake Paul allowed to fight Gervonta Davis? It's
I don't know.
Completely unfair. It is completely just, I can't say the word that I want to say because I don't want to get canceled, but this fight should not be happening. And the press conference was embarrassing. Gervonta Davis should not have a mic in front of him. It was absolutely embarrassing watching this thing.
D, why? Why, D?
Just the fact that like every time when Jake Paul would say something to Gervonta Davis, he didn't know how to answer it. He was comparing himself to like P. Diddy at moments, and I was like, oh my God, get a mic away from this guy. This fight shouldn't be happening. And then he didn't even know what weight they were fighting. He's like, I thought
That's
it was
bad,
190, it was 195.
That was the craziest thing. That was the thing that stood out to me the most. Was that when they go, the rehydration limit or something is 195.
Ade Oladipo explained that exhibition fights have their place in boxing, but usually only when the athletes are past their physical peak. He pointed out that matchups like Mayweather versus Logan Paul worked because neither fighter was still chasing titles. In this case, however, both Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis are active and in their prime, which makes the idea more controversial. Cormier's main concern is that these high-profile crossover bouts blur the line between real sport and show business. If this trend continues, fans may start caring more about drama than actual skill, putting the future of professional boxing at risk. His comments echo a larger debate among experts who believe the sport must protect its true identity before it turns into viral entertainment instead of genuine competition. When asked about the upcoming Davis versus Paul fight,
agree with it or not, Gervonta is considered the #1 lightweight in the world. And it's a division that includes Shakur Stevenson, a lot of young guns coming up. I'm not any more sure if it's going to include Keyshawn Davis, but it's a hot division. He's considered #1 in that division. Like, that's why I kind of find this a bit, don't know. Like, there are challenges out there for Gervonta. There are big money fights out there for Gervonta. We want to see Gervonta in those fights. Again, I don't know how many fights people want to see AJ in, just to make the AJ Jake Paul comparison. One, as far as I'm concerned, that was Tyson Fury. I don't really have any interest in seeing an AJ in any other more fights. Whereas Gervonta Davis, I wanted and still do want to see him in so many more fights. So yeah, it's kind of weird. These exhibition things are like, really and truly, they should all be when your career's done. Like when you think of Floyd versus Logan Paul, it's done, right? Floyd versus Conor, did he have one more after? Was that it? I can't even remember. But it was right at the end. It was done right at the end, even if it wasn't, right at the end. These guys having these exhibition fights in between what is the peak of their career is kind of weird for me. Very, very weird. And then it isn't even comparable to Ngannou Fury, because at least these guys were the same size. Like Jake Paul is a 215, 220 pound guy. I don't know what he walks around at. Gervonta
UFC President Dana White shared a straightforward opinion on the fight, saying most fans aren't excited for it as a true competition. They just want the chaos. Still, he admitted the matchup could actually work in Gervonta Davis's favor. Even if it feels uneven, it gives Tank a huge opportunity to reach a broader audience beyond traditional boxing fans. White pointed out that Jake Paul's massive social media and mainstream influence guarantees exposure that regular fights rarely achieve. For Davis, that could mean more money, a stronger brand, and a bigger global following. Dana summed it up clearly: the fight might seem unusual, but it could be the move that takes Tank's fame to an entirely new level.
This is not a fight that I'm excited for at all. I would rather have Gervonta Davis fighting in a real boxing match against the likes of Lamont Roach, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Emmanuel Navarrete, anybody that is in the 135-pound division and around. That's where I want to see Gervonta Davis fight. However, we live in a world where everybody is trying to do things as big as possible. And the biggest fights possible right now, unfortunately for the sport of boxing, is an exhibition fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. So I do like it for this reason, though. I like it because it is allowing Gervonta Davis to have a fight that is going to be big and that the mainstream media is going to have to cover, the mainstream media outside the world of boxing. Gervonta Davis has been, without a doubt, blocked, having venues blocked, having fighters, having other promoters paying fighters away to go different directions from Gervonta Davis. So Gervonta Davis was in a bit of a hole. And he gets an opportunity to fight Jake Paul for $200 million or whatever. I don't mind it at all. As long as Gervonta Davis comes back to the world of boxing after he gets done with this, hey man, you got your money, no worries. But you gotta love Dana White having the audacity to pick Jake Paul in this fight and says something to the effect that, hey, he was talking to Logan.
All right, everyone, stay updated with the latest boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Boxing Glory and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Don't forget to check out our other videos. Until next time, take care and peace.